Leetcode question 48, rotate image. So give you a matrix representing an image, return the image, rotate the image by 90-degree clockwise. So you have to rotate the image in place, which means you have to modify the input 2D matrix directly, and you cannot allocate another 2D direct matrix and then do the allocation, do the rotation, and then you can see that basically, and this is the original one, and then when you rotate, right, the middle one you don't need to rotate, and then when you rotate 90-degree, the one will move to here, and the original 3 will move to here, and then the 9 will move to here, and then 7 rotate here. And then here is another example, and then you can see that this is the matrix here, and you rotate 90-degree. The 5 also move to this and here, and the inner corner, and then you can move the 4 to here, and then 6 to here, 6 to here, and then you just continue to rotate on it until it's 90-degree rotated. And here are some constraints here, and here, some companies asked this question last 6 months, and Cisco asked this question 16 times. And it's definitely a good question to practice on and understand. To be honest, if you look at it, the original way, that what you can do is you basically doing a 4-way rotation, where you rotate these 4 corner ones. You rotate 4 each time, and then you rotate these 4. How you rotate this 4 is assign a temp value to this one, and then you put this rotate this one, and then you continue to rotate the rest of 3. And then for this one, you can see that 2, 6, 8, 4 is another pair too. So you put 2 here like this one, right? And then you put the 6 here, which is here, and then you put 8 here, and then 8 become here, and then you put 4 here, right? And you can totally do this basically for element rotation at once, and then you just continue to repeat. I found it's really hard for me to do the calculation for each corner, and I feel like it's too much hassle. To make it easier, the easier way, in my opinion, to solve this problem is that if you want to rotate every single element 90-degree, how it achieve it is that you can separate this into 2 separate steps. So let me show you. Here is how you can do it. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then 7, 8, 9. So one way is you can transpose it. First is that you swap the diagonal ones, like the 2 with 4, and since 1 doesn't have a diagonal pair, so you swap 4 with 2. That's the diagonal pair, and the 5 is in the middle, nothing to swap with. But if the matrix is bigger, you need to continue to swap it, but you get the idea. Then I'm gonna swap 7 with 3, and then you diagonally swap the pair, and then 6 to 8. I just think that code-wise it makes it easier for me to understand. And this is the transpose method. And after you transpose, swap every single element, right, what you need to do is you need to reverse the first element with the last element in the same row. So what you do is you swap 1 with 7. So you 7, 1, and then 8, 2, and then this is 9 and 3. So by doing this 2-step transpose and then reverse, and can you see that 147, 258, and this 369 is exactly what we're looking for. Yep. So I found that this method is a little bit easier for me to understand. So I'm gonna show you how to do this in code, but let me write the the matrix first, and then I will swap it while we're coding this up. And the transpose method is basically I want to swap them diagonally, right? So it's still 1, but then I want to swap 2 with 4. So 4 2, right? And then it will be 5, and then here, and I want to swap 7, and here is 3, right? And then here will be 6, and then here is 9, and here is 8. So I'm gonna show you how to do this transpose in code first. So this is what we want to do, the first step, and transpose. And then so when you do this is that you can define a transpose post function first, and I'm gonna do the self, and then pass a parameter as the matrix first, just similar to rotate. And so I'm gonna assign our length value, the n at the length of the matrix to the matrix. So for I, what I do is swap every single pair diagonally, right? So for I in range of n, and for j in range of, if I is in the range of n, the j in the range, it has to be I plus 1 and n, and it's actually smaller. So this way, when you iterate the ij, let me put it this, you iterate the ij, the pair will be, because n equals 3 right now, the length is 3, right? So n equals 3 right now, and the ij, actually let me do it here so it will easier for you to see. So first, because n equals 3, I'm gonna start from 0, right? I is 0 at the beginning, and j is I plus 1, so j will be at 1, right? And then I is 0, and then j will be at 2, and then I will be at 1, and j will be at 2, and then the last one is I at 2, and j will be at 2. So that will be how the iteration is for the 3, for n equals 3, right? And then you go through every single one of them, and that's how you specify it. And what you need to swap is matrix I. Oh, it's actually not I, it's matrix J, I. You want to swap it with matrix I, J. It will be equal to, because you are actually swapping them at the same time. So you want to equal to matrix IJ, and here is matrix JI. And that's basically the function. That's how you do it diagonally. Because if you look at it, is ji is 1 0 and ij is 0 1, right? So you want to swap 0 1 with 1 0, and you swap 0 2 with 2 0 in the matrix here, and that's how you do it diagonally. That's basically the transpose part. And then after the transpose, I'm gonna do is basically I'm gonna swap the first one with the last element, and that will look like 7 4 1, right? Oh, sorry. And then here will be 2 5 8, and then here after the swap will be 9 6 3. And then if you look at here, how you specify them is, let me define another function, is I'm gonna call it reflect, and I'm gonna self and matrix, right? Matrix, and n also equals to length of matrix, and I'm gonna say for I in range n equals 3, right? For j in range, so for this j, if you want to check the swap the first and the last j, I'm gonna put a range as and get the integer get the integer part when it divided it to division. So then for the second ij, and then you can see that if n equals to 3, n equals to 3 in this case, I will iterate, I and j will swap 3 times, because at the beginning I will be equal to 0 and j will be equal to 0, right? And then I will be equal to 1, and then j will still be equal to 0. And the last iteration is I equals to 2 and j equals to 0, because 3 get the integer part of 2 is 1. When you do 1, it would the range to 1, it will always be at 0. That's how you make sure that you swap the first one with the last one. So basically, matrix, I'm going to swap them, is I and j, and the matrix I, and then I'm gonna do, here is the last one is minus j minus 1, and then I'm gonna swap them. So basically it will be minus ij like this, and matrix ij, and swap them. And then these are the two functions, and I'm gonna call the rotate from inside of the rotate function, basically self transpose, right? And then I'm gonna pass the function as parameter as matrix, and the self dot reflect, and then pass the parameter as matrix. So after you do these two steps, and you will be able to get the rotate 90-degree result. And let's run code. Yep. If you think this is helpful, please like my video and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you with more Leetcode questions soon. All right, bye-bye.